Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Randy.
I'm Segie.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Segie and Randy
Wrestling Show.
So, we had Hell in a Cell, the most dangerous match in the WWE. We had some good, and we had some bad. Wah, wah, wah.
We'll get sound effects because he's not very good.
I'm not. So, Hell in a Cell wasn't a total overall worst pay-per-view, but it wasn't great. With that, you had Dana Brooke versus Bayley. It was decent. That's all I can say. Don't you agree, Ziggy?
Decent, yeah. I mean, Bayley won. We knew that. It was a filler match, like Randy said. It was a match.
I think they could have actually given them more time to work with, to be honest. It was a really quick one as well.
True, very true. But congratulations, Bayley.
But hopefully that takes it away from that awful arm wrestling segment they had about a week ago on Raw.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Another, not a highlight of Hell in a Cell was Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. They dominated them. They dominated the tag team division on Raw.
Yeah, every team they've faced, they've dominated. But
Where
they
do they
win
go?
against everybody else except the New Day, which we'll get to in a bit. But, yeah, where do they go now?
Exactly. Speaking of the New Day, you actually had them versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
CS.
They lost. Again.
By DQ.
Again. So, I understand they're trying to push them to past Demolition, but it doesn't help New Day's cause that the last 2 months they've lost their tag team match by disqualification.
Adding to that, I mean, let's be honest, they're a great team. We're not going to take it away from them. I know Vince always says, and everybody else says, records are there to be broken, blah, blah, blah. But let's be honest, just leave it alone. Demolition dominated for 460-something days.
And
New Day's done what in 400?
The thing is, they have dominated, but this last little while, they fell off the cliff. You look, they lost to the Wyatts, then they got disqualified against Gallows and Anderson, and now they got disqualified against Sheamus and Cesaro, and both disqualifications caused by New Day.
3 times, guys.
Not a good idea.
No.
But good things about Hell in a Cell. We had Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins. He won the Cruiserweight Championship. I know a lot of people may not be happy, but I think this is a great move because, one, Brian has established himself, he's known, and he played the heel role really well. Do you agree?
He does. No, you're all right. I mean, like you said, Brian Kendrick has that history with WWE.
Yeah.
So, it's good to give it to him. I mean, TJ Perkins, great wrestler, great entrance, everything's there. It's just all the cruiserweights right now haven't really got a backstory that much.
Or established.
Well, established. I mean, they kept on talking about TJ Perkins and all the things he's done, but name a wrestler who hasn't done that.
Exactly. And I think this could be really good moving for the cruiserweights.
Hopefully, yes.
And Hell in a Cell, you had the 3 big Hell in a Cell match. The first one, Roman Reigns versus Rusev. A great match, but there was one bad thing about this match. Ziggy, explain.
The ending. Simply put, if you have somebody on a set of steel steps, in an accolade or camel clutch, whatever you want to call it, with a chain through their mouth and you're pulling and you're the strength of Rusev, you tap out. There's no way that someone won't do that. Brock Lesnar would tap out. Like,
I don't want next Brock to come around the wall and kick Ziggy's butt.
No, but let's be honest, that's a painful maneuver.
Oh, it is, and I think a lot of people didn't like it because now you're showing kind of Roman is superhuman. He's not gonna be, that U.S. title is not gonna be taken away. Okay, that's fine, but then shouldn't he be the top guy winning all the championships?
That's number 1. Number 2, let's be honest, he was in that move for what? A minute and a half, 2
He
minutes?
was in there for a while.
About 2 minutes, and then he gets out of the move, and in 30 seconds, he ended up doing a superhuman spear, which was great. Don't get me wrong, it looked great.
It was.
But if that means you won't tap to that, then you're never going to tap. So why did you ever lose the world title in the first place?
Exactly. That is true.
Point proven.
The other big Hell in a Cell match, Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. We did agree. Chris Jericho, he did show up.
I predicted it again.
He's on a roll here, ladies and gentlemen. And it was alright. It didn't really have the big focus of a Hell in a Cell to keep people out because Jericho got in. But the thing I'm interested in now, shouldn't there be a triple threat match moving forward?
Yes and no. I mean, I agree they should, especially like you said, with Survivor Series coming around the corner.
And then Canada, you got 2 great Canadians in Jericho and Kevin Owens in there.
Agreed. I mean, they could have built that. We did predict that Jericho would come in. We were hoping that
Triple H?
Yeah, maybe Triple H. Well, he didn't show, but we were hoping a little bit of a miscommunication between Kevin and Jericho. So
there wasn't. They're a well-oiled machine. So maybe put a carrot in front of Jericho. Put that golden title in front of him and see what he does. Is this friendship truly real, or is it something else?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like on Raw, they did a really good job as well. You know, giving him a title shot against Roman and stuff. That was great, but let's have this little bit of a thing going on, a little bit of a fight. Like, you know, let's see Kevin Owens being on the list of Jericho.
Let's see, is this friendship for real? Because best friends, even with gold in front of them, they will still be friends.
Yeah.
The big one, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte in Hell in a Cell. Now, it was great. There were some scary moments for these ladies' health, but they did a great job. And we're here to disagree. Because
Agree to disagree.
Fair enough. I think, after thinking about it, Charlotte winning the title was a good thing. But you don't. Why?
Okay, my thing is, I understand you want a streak. So right now, Charlotte has a streak. 13 pay-per-views as champion or winning the championship, but not losing a match. I get that.
Fair enough.
But you gave it to Sasha last time. You made a loser at pay-per-view 2 weeks later. I guess she had back issues and stuff. Fair enough. Now you gave it to her again 2-3 weeks ago, and you brought it to her hometown. Boston, and made her lose. Like, I understand controversy and stuff, but did you guys not learn anything from the Montreal Screwjob when you did that to Brett? How much heat you guys got, and it wasn't good heat.
There's a difference between the heat there because of the whole screwing.
But Brett still, like,
I can understand what they're saying. Now, you look at this moving forward. We saw on Raw, Bayley and Charlotte had a confrontation. This hopefully will build up for something good in the near future. Well, in the far future. I don't expect anything to happen between these two in a while. The big thing with Raw as well, we had Nia Jax return being part of the Raw Women's versus SmackDown Women's. The good thing about this, Nia Jax going to get them competition against the main women, divas.
On SmackDown and potentially Raw.
So this will show how she hangs. Now, the reason why Charlotte winning is a good thing, we may actually see a Nikki Bella versus Charlotte feud upcoming, because let's be honest, the first one a year ago, you had the Divas Resolution, you had some side stuff. There was never the feud really between ever Nikki and Charlotte. It was just some other stuff. But I think now they actually have a good chance to make Nikki and Charlotte good, because let's be honest, Charlotte says, I put Nikki on the shelf for over a year. She's going to do it again. Let's see it.
Okay, so you have a point there. And one other thing I'd like to add to that, I mean, Charlotte adding Nia Jax, that's great. And she's using Nia Jax as a lackey? Almost.
If she is, she better make sure she's doing a good job. She's doing a good job.
Or paying her well.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Definitely. And one more thing I wanted to add. Enzo and Cass, love your promo on Monday Night Raw. Andy and Big Gal.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Loved it.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, moving on to SmackDown. So, Dean Ambrose gets a championship match, but it's not happening at Survivor Series. I'm not happy with it because you had this feud now building for a while, and it's not happening.
It's happening at TLC, they said, right?
Yeah, that's like a month though. But
because you got the number one contendership one.
And the big other thing, you got Survivor Series, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, and the fact that you're putting two guys that really haven't been biting each other's heads off, and now you put them team, is this really a good idea?
No, I agree with that. I don't think it will work, but with what they have to work, I mean, if you take those two guys out of Team SmackDown, who do you have to face the big guys? You
may have The Undertaker, who was announced he will be coming to SmackDown on November 15th.
But then the question is, he never got drafted, so
that is true.
He could turn back, and you don't want to put someone on your team that could potentially turn onto the other team. But then that might be a storyline you want to use.
Exactly.
We pattern that.
Next week, Alexa Bliss will face Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm interested to see what Alexa will do in this big opportunity. It's big for her. There's no doubt about it, how she can go forward with this.
Definitely. And she showed she can talk. I mean, her and Carmella were showing it on SmackDown on Tuesday. Great, great on the mic. NXT served them well.
Oh, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, also talking about Survivor Series, you had Raw. You're having this big Raw versus SmackDown. You have 2 5-men, 5 Diva, 5-on-5, and a 10. And both Raw versus SmackDown. Now, there really hasn't been enough build-up because you got to go back to the last Raw versus SmackDown 2005. happened in October with Eric Bischoff cutting the lights on a SmackDown match on a Raw Homecoming, and it started about a month and a half of a feud, and these guys are on the same page. But the fact that they're just doing this in 3 weeks, it's not a good build, it's not a good sell, unless this week they do something crazy that really gets people's attention, because otherwise, it's not selling for this theme of Survivor Series.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because let's be honest, we were talking about having too many pay-per-views in a row, or not having enough time to build up, and there's your example. I mean, the only build-up that's actually working slightly well is Goldberg.
Goldberg, the big one. Goldberg versus Lesnar. We saw Goldberg show up this Monday on Raw. He speared Paul Heyman. I was like, no, not Paul Heyman.
I was like, yeah, well done. But he did the jackhammer, and he showed he can do it still, and do it well.
I guess the big question going forward is, we're not going to see Lesnar on Raw this week. There's no doubt about it. Maybe the week before Survivor Series, possibly. But I think they're keeping these two away because they want to save the anticipation, save it for Survivor. Because right now, this is what really keeping Survivor Series together, I think.
Potentially. I still think there's going to be some sort of a feud. Maybe an Undertaker, Brock Lesnar style thing where they got the whole locker room to come out and pull them apart. I'm hoping something like that happens because these guys have the strength and the size to do that.
That is true, but is there that hate because it's been a while?
Should be. I think it will because Brock obviously is better. Right, he wants to get that win against Goldberg, and Goldberg wants to shut the mouth of Brock, which...
I think Paul Heyman, Brock doesn't talk, but he doesn't.
Yeah, really Paul Heyman, that's true. Okay.
But I think he did, though. But hopefully, I do want to see Paul Heyman back. He's epic at that promos.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to point out, and here's the thing that we're thinking about, with the 5-on-5 SmackDown match, for the guys at least, the same with the girls, you've pretty much put every single member of your roster on there, which is great. They're all getting an opportunity, but it takes away from everything. So, like, you don't have anything else. Like, you have no substance extra, an extra singles match or an extra something else.
That is the big thing. And also, these guys have been bickering at each other, trying to tear each other's faces off for the last so long. Now you're going to be friends? Like, yeah, let's go to the park together.
Funny enough, I think the girls are actually being more like the guys, and the guys are being more like the girls. Does that make sense?
I don't think it does.
Like, the boys are being, I don't want to say the B word, but that's what they are, and the girls are actually getting the job done.
Yeah. Hey, and also SmackDown. Where's John Cena? Shouldn't he be part of the team?
He's on a hiatus.
I don't think. Hey, he's the face that runs the place. He should be there.
And what's happening with Randy Orton? Seriously?
Part of the Wyatts.
I don't get it, guys.
I don't think we get it. We got to evaluate this more.
I just think it's going to be a Daniel Bryan style thing where he goes in, gets their trust, backstabs them, vaporizes them, whatever you want to call it.
We'll see, but Survivor Series is going to be happening. We're going to be doing a video before Survivor Series. I think this week we want things to play out to see if there's a reason for the Raw and SmackDown to work, Raw versus SmackDown to work Survivor Series. Until then, tune in. I'm Randy Dillon.
I'm Segie Chatwell.
Have a great night, everyone.
Subscribe.
And like our Facebook page.
Yeah, please.